Many people don't realize one important truth. Getting rid of things associated with past memories doesn't mean forgetting the past. On the contrary, it opens up space for a richer and more vibrant life in the present. The point is to keep what is most valuable and let go of what has lost its relevance. It's important to surround yourself with items that fill your life with joy and positive emotions, rather than those that weigh you down and remind you of unpleasant moments. If your home has accumulated things that cause more of a burden than pleasant memories, it's worth stopping and thinking. Is it really necessary to keep every letter, every souvenir, and every keepsake to keep the people and events that played an important role in your life in your memory? Perhaps it is much more valuable to keep memories in your heart while freeing up space in your home for new experiences and opportunities. After all, at a certain stage of life, it is not dusty objects that are of the greatest value, but those that bring peace and joy every day. In anticipation of a 70th birthday, getting rid of certain categories of things is not just freeing up physical space, it is creating a home that has an atmosphere of lightness, simplicity, and harmony with the lifestyle that a person aspires to. Every item sent to recycling is not a loss, but a step towards simplicity, clarity, and peace of mind. What touched you the most? Which of these things have you found in your home? Perhaps you have already started getting rid of furniture that no longer meets your needs. Or maybe you realized how much easier life would be without piles of old papers, unused kitchen utensils, or sentimental things that no longer bring joy. Perhaps this view of getting rid of unnecessary clutter as gaining freedom will be a revelation to you. What will happen when you take this step? What changes will occur in your life when you free yourself from the burden of the past? Surely everyone has been to someone's house where you immediately feel an atmosphere of warmth, comfort, and crystal cleanliness. It seems that some people's homes are always perfectly organized, full of freshness and attractiveness, and there is no feeling that the owners spend whole days cleaning and tidying up. However, the secret is that elderly people, whose homes invariably shine with cleanliness, do not resort to large-scale general cleaning. They adhere to simple but effective daily habits that allow them to maintain their home in perfect condition without much effort. This article will discuss 6 key actions that elderly people, famous for their impeccable homes, perform daily. These are not complicated rituals and not grueling duties. On the contrary, these are small, conscious habits that over time have a huge impact on overall order and cleanliness. The most remarkable thing is that once these habits become part of everyday life, maintaining cleanliness and comfort in the house will turn into something almost imperceptible and natural. Readers are encouraged to read the article to the end to learn about one simple habit that can instantly transform the feeling of order and tranquility in the house, without requiring additional effort. And as practice shows, most people completely miss this detail. The secret to maintaining impeccable order in the house lies not in general cleaning, but in simple but effective habits integrated into everyday routines. One of the golden rules that people whose homes always shine with cleanliness strictly follow is the principle of never leaving a room empty-handed. Imagine this picture. You are comfortably settled in the living room, enjoying fragrant tea and browsing the latest issue of a magazine. When you're done, don't leave the cup on the coffee table or the magazine on the sofa. Instead, when you go to the kitchen, take the cup with you to rinse it in the sink right away. Or, heading to the bedroom, take the magazine to its place, whether it's a shelf or a bedside table. At first glance, this may seem like a minor detail, but it is these small actions in the aggregate that prevent the chaotic accumulation of things and the formation of disorder. This habit maintains constant movement and ensures the natural return of items to their rightful places, without requiring extra effort or allocating special time for cleaning. Consider the example of Alice, a venerable lady, 72 years old, whose home always shines with cleanliness. She explains the secret to maintaining perfect order simply, "I clean as I go." And indeed, she does not postpone cleaning until the evening, when a whole mountain of things has accumulated. Alice solves minor problems as soon as they arise. This habit is especially valuable for older adults, as it eliminates the need for exhausting deep cleans. Instead of spending hours on cleaning marathons, just a few seconds here and there will do. This approach creates a sense of ease and control over one's space, so the house always looks well maintained, without the feeling of constant work to keep it that way. Another important principle that older adults adhere to is the 2-minute rule. They understand that small tasks completed immediately prevent the accumulation of large messes in the future. The essence of this rule is simple. If a task takes 2 minutes or less to complete, it should be done immediately. Imagine a situation. A person comes home and throws their coat on the back of a chair instead of hanging it in the closet. At first glance, this seems like a minor detail, not of particular importance. But then shoes are left by the door, mail lies unsorted on the table, and dirty dishes accumulate in the sink. Before you know it, the mess starts to grow, and cleaning becomes a difficult and unpleasant job. However, here is the secret to the impeccable order in the homes of older adults. They promptly solve small tasks without putting them off. It takes 10 seconds to hang a coat in its place, a minute to send unnecessary correspondence to recycling, and less than 2 minutes to wipe the sink after morning hygiene. These minor actions prevent the accumulation of chaos, maintaining the home in exemplary condition and saving the need to spend long hours cleaning in the future. As an example, consider 75-year-old Frank, whose home never seems to be messy. When asked how he manages to maintain such impeccable cleanliness, he just shrugs and replies, "I just don't let things pile up. If a plate needs to be washed, he rinses it immediately. Noticing dust on a surface, he wipes it off right away." Thanks to this simple habit, he never has to spend time on deep cleaning. Order arises as if by itself. The appeal of the 2-minute rule is that it eliminates the mental stress associated with unfinished tasks. Instead of allowing small inconveniences to accumulate in the mind, they are dealt with instantly. This helpful habit not only keeps the house clean, but also creates a sense of control, calm, and harmony. In anticipation of night rest, the wise representatives of the older generation unfailingly tidy up their homes in order to avoid waking up in the embrace of chaos. They adhere to a simple but effective habit that transforms the appearance and atmosphere of their homes. It is worth thinking about how much more serene the morning becomes when you see a sparkling clean kitchen, a living room free of clutter, and a generally cozy environment that predisposes you to start a new day. And conversely, how exhausting it is to wake up knowing that a mountain of dirty dishes has accumulated in the sink, papers are scattered on the table, and yesterday's mess awaits its hour. One morning gives a feeling of peace and a surge of energy, while the other begins with a feeling of depression, even before the day has had time to gain momentum. Older people whose homes always exude neatness make it their duty to spend just a few minutes each evening to tidy up their homes. This is not about deep cleaning, but about performing small but conscious tasks that lay the foundation for a more favorable tomorrow. They can wipe the kitchen countertops, fluff the cushions on the sofa, remove stray items, or make sure the sink is empty. These minor actions take only 5 to 10 minutes, but have a huge impact on how the home feels the next morning. Consider the case of Linda, a 68-year-old lady who follows one evening custom with unwavering faith. Before plunging into the embrace of Morpheus, she makes a swift tour of her home, putting everything in order along the way. She fluffs the pillows, makes sure there are no unwashed dishes in the kitchen, and casts a glance over all the rooms. As a result, when the dawn of a new day illuminates her window, all objects are in their places, giving her a sense of peace and control over the situation even before the start of active activities. It is important to emphasize that this is not about achieving sterile cleanliness, but about preparing in advance for future achievements. A small evening cleaning guarantees waking up in an atmosphere of ease and freedom from the chaos that could overshadow the first morning hours. This habit becomes a valuable gift that a person gives themselves every day. Older people whose homes are exemplary in order are well aware that not every corner needs to shine perfectly at all times. However, those areas that are most frequently used should be kept clean and inviting at all times. They focus their efforts on maintaining order in key locations, which creates an overall sense of calm throughout the house, eliminating the need for endless, tedious cleaning. Think for a moment. When you cross the threshold of your home, what is the first thing you involuntarily notice? Of course, not the contents of the closets or the decor of the guest room, but the kitchen countertops, the living room space, and the main passageways. It is these areas that form the overall impression of the home, so their impeccable appearance creates the illusion of cleanliness throughout the house, even if there is a slight mess in secluded corners. Older adults who know how to keep their homes tidy do not strive for perfect cleanliness in every corner. They focus their efforts on a few priority areas, striving to maintain order in them constantly. These areas usually include kitchen countertops, as a clean kitchen facilitates the cooking process and prevents the accumulation of clutter. The hallway is also important, as entering a tidy space immediately creates a sense of peace. No less important is the living room, where older adults relax and spend time with loved ones. As an example, consider Barbara, a 74-year-old woman whose home never seems to be messy. She smiles when asked how she manages to maintain such order, because she doesn't set such a goal for herself. Barbara simply monitors the condition of the places she uses most often. Every morning, she wipes the kitchen countertops, cleans the surfaces in the living room, and makes sure that nothing clutters the main passageways in her home. She doesn't spend time organizing the contents of every drawer or washing every corner, but simply keeps the key areas in order, which creates a striking effect. The habit of maintaining order in the most visited places in the house brings an immediate sense of organization, even if there are shortcomings in other rooms. Maintaining cleanliness in these areas creates the impression of a well-kept home. This simple but effective approach to cleaning makes it more manageable and significantly reduces stress levels. Instead of exhausting general cleanings, people who successfully maintain order in their homes prefer daily care. They introduce small but systematic habits that prevent the accumulation of dirt and clutter. This approach turns cleaning into an easy task and eliminates the stress that inevitably arises when you see piles of junk or layers of dust. One of the key elements of daily care is regular cleaning, without waiting for the mess to become overwhelming. Simple actions, such as wiping surfaces after meals, immediately folding washed laundry, and sweeping the floor daily, have a significant impact on maintaining cleanliness in the house. Older adults, such as 68-year-old Jane, have realized that maintaining cleanliness does not take much time. She spends only 15 minutes each evening cleaning the kitchen and living room, putting away dishes, straightening pillows, and sweeping the floor. These minor efforts prevent the accumulation of serious dirt, eliminating the need to spend entire weekends on general cleaning. Daily rituals of maintaining cleanliness in the house become a reliable shield, eliminating the need for time-consuming general cleanings. By dedicating very little time to caring for their homes, older adults gain the opportunity to enjoy impeccable order in their homes. This beneficial habit gives them a sense of control over their environment, preventing feelings of being overwhelmed from taking over. An equally important aspect of maintaining cleanliness is involving all members of the household. A clean house is not just the result of individual efforts, but a shared responsibility of everyone who lives in it. Often, older adults whose homes are clean and cozy do not take on all the work themselves. They skillfully involve the whole family or those who live with them in the process of maintaining order so that everyone contributes. It's worth considering, is a clean house the burden of one person? Of course not. It is the result of collective efforts. Whether it's a spouse, children, or even a close friend who visits often, involving others in the process of maintaining cleanliness makes the task much easier. When everyone participates in small daily tasks, the house remains clean and well-maintained with less effort. The family can establish simple rules according to which everyone cleans up after themselves, washes dishes, folds laundry, or tidies up their personal space at the end of the day. Imagine a situation. 75-year-old George lives in the same house with his wife and adult children. They have developed their own evening ritual. Each family member spends only 10 minutes tidying up. They put away things, wipe surfaces, and make sure that the rooms are organized. This simple yet effective family tradition not only helps keep the house clean, but also strengthens their relationships, creating an atmosphere of coziness and comfort for everyone. It's important to note that this approach to cleaning isn't just about delegating responsibilities, but about fostering a sense of belonging and pride in their home among every family member. When everyone contributes to maintaining cleanliness, cleaning ceases to be a heavy burden and becomes a way to jointly create a harmonious and happy space. In conclusion, it's worth emphasizing that there's no universal secret to keeping a house clean. However, as the example of George and his family shows, A few simple but systematically performed habits can work wonders. Older adults, by adhering to these simple rules, can enjoy cleanliness, peace, and comfort in their home without spending long hours cleaning. Whether it's a moment to put something back in its place, quickly completing a task that takes only a couple of minutes, evening tidying before bed, or involving all family members. It's these small actions that make the process of maintaining order easy and effortless. These little rituals not only eliminate clutter, but also give a sense of peace and control over the situation. Ultimately, maintaining order in the home is not about striving for an unattainable ideal, but rather creating an atmosphere of coziness and tranquility where every resident can feel comfortable and at peace. It's important to surround yourself with items that evoke positive emotions and bring genuine joy, thereby creating a personal space of harmony and well-being.